Welcome back to sunny Rhondda. I recently discovered that there's a charity allotment in the area that I live, and they were asking for donations, and Terry Walton from the BBC Radio 2 Jeremy Vine show offered some seeds and some schlots, but they couldn't work out how to get them from his plot to their plot. So I offered to come and collect them. So we're off to Terry Walton's plot, but unfortunately the weather's not good. So there might be a lot of tea in a shed. Put the kettle on then.
Are you only going on mobiles?
I am a bit, yeah. Somebody's falling somebody.
You're on my speaker, are you?
And he's given me some seeds and some onion sets because I'm going to take them to a charity further up the valley who put an appeal on Facebook the other day for some seeds. So I'm going to look through my seeds because I've got quite a few vegetables I can get rid of. So I'll pass them on to him. Unfortunately, as you can see, it's a rainy day today, so we'll meet up with Terry when the sun comes out. Right, catch the bus now. It's only £1 this week. It's half term, so all buses are only £1, which is quite good, because usually to get here would cost me about £8. It's ridiculous. Hopefully when the trains come back in a few weeks, bus prices will go down. So I've just got off the bus in Treorchy, and I was talking to somebody on the bus about an old-fashioned sweet called Loshindant, and I said I've had trouble trying to find it because the company went bust, I think, and they said, oh, you want to pop down the florist? I thought, that's a bit strange, I'm about to be sent on a wild goose chase, but no, I've just popped into the florist and I've just bought £3 in money of Loshindants. So these will see me right for the next month or two. I was just about to tell you what I'm up to today, but it's just started raining. I was actually just about to go out to the shops and I just happened to look out of the window and saw the rain. So I can't decide now whether to go out now because it's gone 12 o'clock. Because I want to go and find a pair of trousers. The button on my trousers has fallen off. Hold on. And even though I will fix that myself, I thought it's about time I got a new pair. So I'm trying to find somewhere. Thing is, without a car, I've got to rely on public transport. And if the train was on, I would just go down to Cardiff or even to Pontypridd. I don't know what's in Pontypridd. That is a place that has a market. It used to have it on a Thursday. I don't know if it still is. So I could go there. But the problem is, because I've left it so late in the day, it could take an hour to get to these places. So I may leave it until tomorrow. I'm not sure. I'll see how I feel when I've put these up now. But I've just been told that Tonandi is a good place to go. There might be a peacocks down there. And Tonandi is where the riots were back about 100 years ago, which I've spoken about in previous videos. Now, if I did have a car, I would go to places such as Bridgend. But without a car, I think it's one of those places where you have to go down the valley, change, and then go up the other valley. So it could take like an hour and a half to 2 hours just to get to the shops, which I'm not about that today. So there are some disadvantages of being in Wales without a car. Now I could order them online, but for things like clothes, I really like to see them and feel them and try them on. Because when I've tried to buy clothes and shoes from the internet before, it hasn't worked, and then you spend half your time sending them back and then trying to get a pair that do fit. And I also want to get a pair of walk-in boots, because even though I got the Wellingtons, I realised when I went for that walk in the night the other day that Wellingtons are good if you're going through mud, but if you're going over rocks, which is what this area is, then wellies are not that good. So I will get some hiking boots as well. Unfortunately, when I left London, I went upstairs to put the cats into their basket, and then we went through this dance of, I put one cat in, and by the time I got the other cat, the first cat had jumped out. And then when I got the second cat, the other cat had jumped out. So when I managed to get them into the box, I came down the stairs and I just called out to whoever was in the house, could you open the door please? Went through the door, sat in the car, and we just left. And it wasn't until a few days later that I remembered I had left my kettle, I had left a picture that I wanted. I had a picture of the London Tube system. I left that there, and I also left a pair of they weren't hiking boots, they were where did I get them from? I got them from one of these places where all the workers go to, a bit like Screwfix, and I had a pair of them boots and they were really, really good, although the water was starting to come in, but I think I could have got at least another 6 months out of them. But I left them behind. So I hope they're making use of the kettle there. Right, I've put my clothes here. I will put the heating on this evening, because what I'm doing is, I've looked into this bill, and it does appear that that bill is actually mine. And I've looked on the boiler, and there was something called preheat. So I've switched that off, and for the last 2 days, I have reduced my gas consumption down to only for an hour of heating in the night, because I want to see whether it does make a change on the app, because the app tells you how much you've used. So I need to give it a few more days for the app to update, and then if I can see that that's worked, then I'll just accept that for the first month I'll have to pay that extortionate price, but be more on the ball going forward. So I will put the heating on this evening. These are still quite dry, in fact. They did manage to get a few hours of sun before the rain started. But yes, I could do with some trousers, maybe some shirts, because now we're going into spring. I want to get out of the jumper. Oh, I'm talking about jumper. I purchased something off the internet the other day, and I've put it onto my orange jumper. And can you see it? There it is. It's a little badge of a ginger cat that looks very similar to Rusty. So I've got it there. It's a little pin thing. So what I'll do is, I bought it off, I think it was Etsy or somewhere like that, for about £10. So what I will do is, I will put the link if anybody else wants to go and buy a Rusty in the description below. So you might think, how am I heating the house now that I haven't turned the gas off, I've just reduced my consumption? Well, I've bought some of these oil heaters, and I must say, you just put them on for 10 minutes, they really make the place feel very hot. The other night I had to switch it off, I was just sweating buckets here.
Well, here I am in Tonandi, but I've just realised that it's Thursday afternoon and all the shops are closed. But I have been told that Peacock's is open. So we will definitely come back in the summer and have a look at these type of gardens, see what the flowers are like. So not a lot to see today because, as you can see, it's raining and there's no shops open. Over the last 24 hours, 48 hours, over the last 48 hours, my chronic fatigue has been quite bad. Now, some might say I shouldn't have gone on that hike on Monday, but I'm not going to be just sat down and just waiting for death to come. At some point, you've got to get off the sofa and get out there. So I try and do as much as I can, but sometimes it just comes back to bite me for a few days. And what I've had this week, because sometimes you can go through periods where you just want to not just want to stay in bed, you just can't get out of bed. But that, if I go with that, that then develops a bad back. So I do try and get myself out of bed. But the last 48 hours, I've experienced something which they call brain fog, where you're just going through life in a pea fog and you don't really know what day it is. And I had to ask somebody today what the day was. And if I'd realised it was Thursday, I wouldn't have gone to the shops because I would have known that it was closed. Had some very good comments on one of my recent videos where somebody said they had read, or their doctor had told them, that chronic fatigue had a link to non-alcoholic fatty liver, which is quite interesting because I was diagnosed with that for about 2 years. But the doctor said to me, there's loads of stuff on the internet, go on there and you'll find the answer. But the problem is you go onto this site and it gives you this answer, then you go onto this other site and it gives you a different answer. So I don't seem to have progressed. So I'm planning to sit down this weekend and try to knock it on the head and to come up with a plan. A book I'm reading at the moment is called Downsizing by Tom Watson. And he was a large man. There you go, just about to see a picture on the back. And he lost 8 stone, reversed his diabetes and regained his health. So I'm currently going through this. If you are going to get this book, the information really starts on page 64. All the front is all about on how he got fat. Well, we know how that happens. So I'm just starting the chapter now called Fit for Purpose. So I'm in the process of reading that. I've just looked back at this video. So sometimes I will edit a video as time is going on. And I've looked at this one, and to me it doesn't make sense. And I think that demonstrates the brain fog that I've been in. There's no storyline to it. One of the reasons why is because when I went out filming to Fernhill the other week, it was raining. And with this camera, which is a DJI Pocket 2, you can press this button and the camera will go up and go down. But the problem I'm finding is that this camera can't focus. Hold on. Is that better? What I'm finding is, since I took this out to film on that, see, I'm pressing the button down, but it's just not moving. So I think a bit of rain has got into it. So I've tried to dry the thing out, and I thought it was okay. But I'm having great problems with it because when I want to pan the camera down, it doesn't want to do it. I have to press the button about 3 or 4 times. And then when it does start to pan down, the thing I wanted to film is gone. So there's a possibility I may change this camera and go for a GoPro. But the problem is, the cost of a GoPro is the same cost as my, well, I think it's slightly cheaper than my utility bill for January. Right, what else has happened? I've had some more gifts sent to me, so thank you for sending me the housewarming gifts. We've got a compost bin, and I've never tried one of these before, but we have a heated mat for my seedlings, and I haven't even set the thing up yet.
but you can click the button and change the temperature of the mat, and then these will go, and this will go underneath the propagators that I have on the windowsill there. And the good thing about these propagators is they have lights on them, fancy disco lights. So again, I would have to read up and get up to date with how to use them in order to do seedlings. So I'll probably start seedlings in about 2 or 3 weeks time. Talking about seedlings, I had some potatoes from Terry Walton's allotment site, but I forgot. Last year I ordered these potatoes and they were just turned up, and it is a new one which is on the market this year, and it's called Java, and it is a cross between a Sapo Mera and I think it's Vala. I'm not quite sure, and it doesn't say on the thing, but Sapo Mera is a blight resistant potato. So blight is a disease that usually comes around about August, September. Just before you're going to harvest them, they get a disease and then they just die. So a Sapo Mera potato is a very good one for resistant to blight. Now some people like the taste. I think the taste is quite bland. So what they've done is they've taken the flavour, I don't know how they do this, magic. They've taken the flavour from a Vala potato, if that is the correct one that I'm thinking of, and they've put it into the Sapo Mera to develop a new potato which is resistant to blight but apparently has a better flavour. So we will see. Now I have a slow cooker coming. It is very slow. I think it's on a slow boat from China, but it should be here in the next few days. Oh, I've just noticed I've got my rusty little badge on. There you go. So it should be here in a few days, and when it does come, I then need to work out where things are going, because the kitchen, as you can see, is getting a bit crowded. I also bought a toaster, so I don't know where that's going, but at the moment it's just sat there until I can work out the plugs. And I have got a, what you call these things here, a steamer. I'm going to start to steam my veg. I did think about the air fryer, and thank you to everybody for your advice, but I'm not going to go for it. There's just something about it that just doesn't sit right. So I'm going to start steaming my veg. I can put a bit of salmon in there, a bit of tuna, and I think when this slow cooker turns up, we'll be set up then. But I need to spend some time, let me just show you. I need to spend some time to try and work out where everything is going to go, because life in the kitchen is getting a bit busy, and I've got to that point now where I am starting to move things from here over. This is why the bread tin is on the cake tin is on this side, because it should be there, but I had to put it there because of the toaster. This is the thing, we buy all these bits and bobs and then there's no space for it. I've also had a parcel with some birdseed in, but I'm waiting for something else to turn up, and I'll show you the birdseed thing in a different video. See, I don't know if it's visible, but I'm aware of the fact that I'm still in this brain fog now, and I'm sort of not sure what I'm going to say next or what I've just said. So I think we'll bring this to an end soon. But I just want to go and show you this basket. I got sent a basket. Apparently this is a basket for my veg. There you go. Fresh and local. Because I went out today, I missed the veg man. By the time I came back, the fruit and veg man had come and gone. So I've missed him. But I do need to put an order in. And this time I'm going to go with Asda. I thought what I might do is, I might go to every supermarket there is
And then at the end of the year, we'll have a bit of an assessment. A lot of these I need to use up because they've been here for about a week and they're starting to shrivel up a bit. So I think soup might be in order. See, I feel I'm so disorientated at the moment. I don't even know where to look for the camera. But this is the reality. It's not. It isn't all jam, you know. Some days are a bit all over the place. So there we go. What do you think to that? In fact, I could put that on the front of it. If I could get one about 4 times as big as this, I could put that onto my bike and then go off to the plot. Now, there might be a bit of good news about the plot. Not about getting my own allotment, but maybe about renting a piece of land. I've seen 3 pieces of land and I thought I might make a video about them in the next few days as soon as it stops raining. Because again, I don't want to take that camera outside. So that's a possibility. So there's a load of stuff going on, but I'm now going to sign off and I'll say I'll catch up with you next time when hopefully we'll be a bit more together. So from me until then, bye for now.